Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 23rd of August 2022. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session. Yeah, Tuesdays. So yeah, I hope you had a good time without me. So yeah, guys, I'm back on track now. So yep, let's see what the the markets have prepared for us. So before we jump in, as always, and into our charts, we need to quickly read through our risk disclaimers. So yeah, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can check out for more details about us. So yeah, I believe you can find it useful. Now then, guys, jumping into the charts. So yeah, I haven't removed anything from the charts yet because basically I wanted to start fresh. Some of the previous lines kind of are working, some support and resistance levels have been working out nicely, so I've kept some of them. But let's say Nikkei here. Nikkei, last time I left this one, it was trading higher, it was breaking the upper side of the range here, and moving nicely to the upside. It didn't really reach my target here, the 29,318 zone. Just fell shy by just a few points from reaching it actually. So, but yeah, that's okay. I would say the mission has been accomplished by around maybe like 75% here. But now we saw the index drifting back down, of course, and the whole kind of all the tensions right now in the world, and the market, it took a dive at the end of last week and yesterday as well. So yeah, basically what we're seeing here right now is a situation where the index is almost kind of approaching this upper side of the range, the previous range where it was previously kind of trading nicely in. So long story short, at the moment I'm keeping an eye on this area as a potential area of support. However, if it breaks, then yes, we could drift lower, but also keep your eyes on that 21-day EMA, which somehow so far is kind of doing its job. It's providing support, and I would say not specifically that line, but the area around that line. And yeah, if we do drop somewhere below this, and this is where I need to adjust my levels a little bit, because yeah, they have shifted a little bit. So the 28,208 zone, that's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on for now on Nikkei. At the same time, if we drop below this level, we would drop below the 21-day EMA, and this potentially could open the door towards some of these lower levels. Now, this highlighted territory, not this one, but this highlighted territory has to go somewhere around here. It previously acted as a good support zone, also as a resistance at one point, but yeah, support zone, yep, I'm going to keep an eye on this one. If we do drop below that 21-day EMA and below that 28,208 zone. At the moment, the bulls should not kind of, let's say, put their hands down yet, because we still have an opportunity here to balance. If we can do that, then yes, great, we will travel back, or should I say, we could travel back up. Somewhere maybe towards the current highest point of August, near the 29,222 territory, so approximately around there. But yeah, at the moment all eyes are on this area right there. Shanghai Composite, guys, Shanghai Composite. Now this one I have to probably remove all the drawings here, because I think it needs to go back. There we go. Sorry about that. Remove drawings, not indicators. Long story short, at the moment, I would say, looking at this picture, we are oscillating around some of these EMAs, and the 21-day and the 100-day EMAs. Now, on the other hand, some of you might say that, hey, maybe we're forming something like maybe a bit of a complex inverse head and shoulders pattern where we have our left shoulder here, we have our head, and maybe this could be that right shoulder. But again, don't rush into anything. Maybe it could be the case. Of course, we're evaluating all the opportunities, all the scenarios, just to try to kind of help us out here. We do have a potential neckline which could be something like this on a bit of a decline. That's normal, that's okay. However, if you're looking for some upside, now certainly this could break higher if, of course, it is an inverted head and shoulders pattern, but a certain confirmation break is still needed. And for me right now, I would say the first one I'll watch will be the 3,295 territory. If that gets cleared, my target is the 200-day EMA initially. Yes, we might overshoot it, but hey, I'll target that area first. If we get a clear break through it, then my next target is the 3,425 zone right there, marked by the highest point of July. In terms of the downside, now of course I'm keeping an eye on the low of yesterday near the 3,247. If we drop below this, then we could go lower a little bit. But in my in this situation, we would see a hold up. We might see a hold up somewhere around here, maybe near this the lowest point of August, near the 3,155 territory, and and we'll take it from there. In general, if we do drop below this hurdle, this 3,247, yes, I'll aim lower, but we do have a bunch of obstacles on the way lower. So yes, my preference here is the lowest point of August, but we could stall somewhere around here, maybe near the 3,218 level, or somewhere around here. Maybe even this inside swing high could be an option to consider. But again, let's not rush into anything, guys. First, let's wait for that confirmation break, and then we can go from there. I would say, although the Shanghai Composite is quite interesting from the inverted head and shoulders perspective, however, if it's not the case, if that's not going to be the formation, then it's quite. I would say it's a little bit on the boring side right now. Yes, if we start drawing some trend lines here, for example, we'll see that hey, we're still on an upside line here, although it's a tentative one. Yes, but we're still on an upside line, so we'll be very careful here for now. I would say maybe this could help you out as well in terms of let's say considering maybe the downside scenario. So yeah, let's keep that in mind for now. But I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here with this potential idea of an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Now ASX 200 Australian index. So this one has to be redrawn as well. So one thing I want to start off here with is that, look, we traveled higher, we tested that 200-day EMA, we pushed a little bit further north. It found resistance. To be honest, it didn't really, it's not very technical, I would say, because it didn't find resistance anywhere, let's say, significant or something. Even this inside swing low here of the 2nd of June didn't really play out here, so the 7,135 level. I'll keep this one for now on the chart, but again, it seems that at the moment it's kind of a it doesn't really follow any technical analysis rules, so it's a bit of a coin toss play here, and or you could just basically trade it as just a copy of the top indices, other top indices. So yeah, at the moment, looking at this, I would say still applying, maybe trying, or at least trying to apply technical analysis rules on this. we could maybe keep an eye on this whole area somewhere around here. This is where it seems like it's getting a little hold up near this 6,950 territory. If we clear that, then yeah, we could go lower. But at the moment, yeah, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen around these the 21-day and the 100-day EMAs, because I don't want to see this one starting to oscillate, just up and down here, just oscillating around those EMAs. That's not really going to help out anybody, to be honest. So yeah, if you're looking for some upside, I would say just stay calm and probably wait for a push above the highest point, the current highest point of August, near the 7,117 territory. Now the German index, DAX. This one I will not remove all of the drawings here. I will probably just tidy it up a little bit. So let me get rid of some of these arrows here. But what's interesting that some of the levels kind of were working out nicely. So we dropped below this highlighted territory. I spoke about this previously. Now then we can mark the highest point of August near the 13,948 level. So that's what we reached last week. And yeah, what's interesting here as well is that we also oh, not this one. Let me just grab this one. There we go. We also tested this downside line perfectly. Look at how well this ended up being. And we've tested it, and we started drifting back to the downside. So I can remove this upside line that got broken. And to be honest, I think it's time to maybe shift this highlighted territory too. Okay. Some of you are probably right now noticing, I'll reuse this later a little bit. Some of you are probably already noticing one thing, that hey, maybe on a bigger picture we are forming a possible descending triangle pattern, which to be honest, it looks quite attractive. And looking at this picture, I mean, wow, I mean, this is just very interesting. I mean, I cannot find the word in my vocabulary to express how interesting this is, because look, if this is going to end up being a descending triangle, according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the downside, but that's something for more of a medium term, perspective. At the moment, from the shorter term perspective, look, yes, we are seeing a decline. Okay, that's fine. In the cash index right now, let me just quickly double check what's happening there. The cash index right now is sitting at around 13,170 territory. So basically, we're on a nice, good slide. We're below, slightly below yesterday's close, and it seems that we could be on track to maybe test somewhere this area. Yep, this area between, actually near the psychological 13,000 mark. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be my next target, to be honest. My next target is the 13,000 mark. I want to see what's going to happen here. Maybe we'll get a little rebound from somewhere around here. We could push back up, maybe test even the 21-day EMA, and then drift back to the downside. So something like this, we have seen this happening before, so let's see if this is going to happen again. But at the moment, from the very short-term perspective, I'm aiming lower. I'm aiming for that psychological 13,000 mark. Overall, this looks quite bearish because of the descending triangle pattern. So yeah, let's see how that's going to play out. Oh, by the way, I can see in the chat room there, Evu, yep, good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else who's joining in. So yep, and thank you very much for sparing some time to kind of join into this webinar. Now, coming back to the charts. Okay, so we're done with the DAX. Kind of like I said, we'll take it slowly on this one. We'll go slowly on this one. So the 13,000 is my next target with the upside. Now, all this area right here up until this downside line, I don't really like it, to be honest. I mean, unless something really interesting starts happening here, but at the moment is just yeah, I would prefer, of course, to see a push above this 13,947, and I do understand that there's quite a big of a territory to kind of, miss out on. So maybe, just maybe, we could keep an eye on this 13,455 territory marked by the inside swing low of the 10th of August. And if we clear that, then yeah, we could go towards this downside line. Nasdaq 100, guys. So drifted nicely to the downside. Look at this. This is this was quite a steep decline. And in general, look at this gap. And another thing that I wanted to point out here. First of all, I want to get rid of all the drawings. And kind of start fresh a little bit. Now, what's interesting here is that yesterday we found support near this hurdle, near this 12,897. Currently, the index is drifting a little bit lower, below that, and but don't be, or should I say, the bears should not get way too excited yet, because look, we are drifting lower, but we are kind of approaching this little hurdle here, this low of the 2nd of August, or in other words, the current lowest point of August, near the 12,809 zone. If we get a nice little rebound from here, maybe we could see a nice move back up, and in general, maybe this 12,897 territory won't really matter at all, because maybe we'll keep an eye on this little hurdle, this inside swing low of the 9th of August near the 12,945 level. And if we, let's say, climb somehow back above the 21-day EMA or above this 13,073 territory, now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, right now we are seeing the cash index declining, and of course we'll keep an eye on the European markets today, because maybe of course, at some point we will get a little rebound. The question is where, and for me at the moment, I would say I want to see how this is going to play out near this 12,809 zone. If we clear this, then yes, certainly I will continue aiming lower. In that situation, my next target is the 12,051 zone right there, or in maybe even actually before that, we could aim for this inside swing high near the 12,259. This could be quite an interesting target as well, but in any way, I need to see a good drop below that 12,809 territory in order to go lower. The XY dollar index, guys, very quickly. So yeah, yesterday it continued to rally, and look at this. I mean, since around the 15th of August, it has been on a nice move higher. But as you can see, we have approached quite an important excuse me. We have approached quite an important area of resistance. Now, this chart needs to get tidied up a little bit. I mean, look, previously I talked about this upside line, which we kind of, I would say, kind of reached, but not ideally. I mean, that's, it could always be a little more perfect. However, the market never does what we want it to do, so we can just, try to play along with the market. First of all, we need to get rid of this downside line, and most importantly, we need to kind of mark this key resistance area near this barrier. Let me just put this one on the chart, near the 109.29 area, somewhere around here. So, long story short, we are keeping an eye on this barrier. If we continue to get a little hold up here, maybe that could be great for the sellers here, and we could see maybe a bit of a retracement. Now, at the moment, I would say this way: I am not really very bullish. I'm cautiously bullish because we are on an uptrend. But what I'm also considering is that we might see a pop. We might see a pop higher here, and we might see a break of this barrier. But keep your eyes on what's going to happen at the end of the trading session. Because let's say at the end of the trading day today, if we somehow drift back to the downside here and stay below this hurdle, maybe this could be first of all, we'll see this as a nice little false breakout, and then we will maybe we could consider maybe a bit of a retracement here back to the downside. I mean, I need to get rid of some of these lines because some of them are just in the way here, and it's becoming very, very messy. Although to be honest, in my defense, I mean, the majority of them are really acting as very nice areas of support and resistance. Look at this, how well all of them are just kind of providing those little holdups. So although I don't want to remove them, but I think I'll have to. So just it's because it's way too much of them. It's way too many of them. So long story short, at the moment I am leaning a little bit more towards the upside, of course. I'm gonna keep an eye on that this barrier, this 109.29, and if we do clear this barrier and stay above it, then yeah, I'll go higher. If we fail, well, another decline here could be possible. So yeah, let's keep that in mind. Gold, so drifting to the downside, and this is where I need to remove all the drawings, no longer valid, but at the moment I would say, yes, we are drifting below that 21-day EMA. We are approaching a key support zone near the 1711 zone, approximately around here. To be honest, I'm still aiming lower. I'm still going to aim for this target, the 1711. Let's see what's going to happen, and if we do get a little hold up around here, maybe we could see a nice rebound. At the moment, this commodities is interesting, but not really very exciting, I would say. So, I mean, we could keep an eye on some of this stuff here. I mean, again, this is very tentative. It's not ideal. So if you're looking for some higher levels, for instance, well, I mean, we need some sort of a better move here, maybe even somewhere above this little barrier, the 1754 level. I get it, don't get me wrong, it's not an ideal level. It's just in the proximate area, but maybe, yeah, a nice good push above this area, above this hurdle could lead to a larger correction here to the upside towards this downside line taken from the high of the 8th of March, which is, by the way, a very tentative line. So yeah, don't really, focus on it too much. Like I said, in general, I'm waiting for from gold. I'm waiting for it to kind of, make some sort of a floor here. And let's say, if it continues to trade this way to the downside, then yeah, my next target is the 1711 zone. Again, keep your eyes on DXY, for example, because if this gets a hold up and let's say stalls here and then maybe reverses, maybe we could see gold actually rebounding at some point. But hey, when it happens, it happens. WTI oil $90, guys, and still I'm not gonna tidy up this chart because hey, I want to stick to the idea that I've mentioned before. Look, I am still aiming lower overall and so far it's working out nicely. However, I have to admit that, look, this 87.90 zone, it did initially do a good job, but then started failing, and well, I think that we can get rid of this highlighted zone. We can now mark the current lowest point of August near the 85.74. Now, again, if you did manage to capture that drop below the 87.90, congratulations, you managed to get some money probably, but again, yeah, you always, in these situations, you always need to have your stop loss in place just in case suddenly something like this reverses. So now, for example, what I'm going to aim for here is going to be this 85.74. If we do drop below that 85.74 zone, then yeah, my next target is the 81.94 territory marked by the low of the 24th of January. With the upside, this is where I will probably tidy up this area a little bit. I will remove the highlighted zone, and for the upside, I will mark this hurdle, this 95 territory. So, long story short, if we push above this 95.04, then yeah, I'll go for some higher levels, and we'll aim for that 200. Oh well, sorry, let me rephrase that again. If we do push above the 95 territory, this would lead to a push above the 200-day EMA as well, which could attract more buyers, and then yeah, we could go for that 100-day EMA or even a little bit higher. But at the moment, we're below this downside line taken from the high of the 29th of June, so be very careful with that. Oh, I can see that I am running out of time, guys. Okay, I'll have to rush this a little bit through. So Bitcoin, of course, we had a huge decline. I would say time to tidy up this chart a little bit. And this area I'll keep because, hey, just a quick reminder, That area is the highest point of 2017, guys. So that's quite an interesting one. Yes, we did violate it a few times, but hey, I'm always keeping it on the chart here just to see how it's going to play out. In terms of this upside line, we broke it. We can get rid of it, and yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this low. This this 20,760 zone. If we clear that, then yeah, I'll go to the downside. Pretty straightforward, guys. Ethereum, similar story. This is a good area to watch. This is the this is the hurdle here. This is okay. This is a similar story, guys. Similar idea. I'm leaning for the downside right now, but I need that confirmation break below this 1,524 territory, approximately around there. After that, I can get rid of this. I can remove this highlighted territory. Yeah, probably it's best to tidy up a little bit this. This needs to go to. What I'm gonna keep an eye on here is basically this little hurdle, this low of the 26th of July near the 1,355 level. That's gonna be my next target. Now, the fun part, the currencies, AUD, JPY, so I haven't looked at this one for quite a while. I'll remove this upside line. Beautiful hold up so far is happening near this downside line, taken from the high of the 8th of June. So, yep, continues to provide a hold up. If we drop somewhere below this 0.07 zone, that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for a few more sellers. We could go lower, but for the upside, I would say I need to see a nice good pop above the 95.15 level marked by the high of the 12th of August. And if I'm not mistaken, the current highest point of August. If we clear that, then yes, I'll go higher, and then yes, I will go further north, guys. At the moment, it is how it is. Unfortunately, we have to play the waiting game. USD JPY, similar good move to the upside in general. Look at this. I mean, let me tidy up this chart a little bit. So it's a little bit of a mess, I would say. It's pushing above this 21-day EMA after we got a nice clearance of this hurdle here, this 135.58 zone. We are now kind of targeting this 139.39 level marked by the highest point of July. I would say still this is going to be my target for now, especially because as you can see here, we're right now stuck near this hurdle, this 137.46. So especially if we clear this level, then yeah, I'll aim a little bit more to the upside. Don't forget that we could see, a bit of maybe a corrective move lower here at some point, but I would say, where's my arrow? I would say keep your eyes on something like this. It might not go all the way towards this upside line. It might stall somewhere near this hurdle, this 135.58, because around here we could also test the 21-day EMA. So, and it could work out perfectly with the idea of the XY maybe retracing a little bit to the downside. However, that's only in the scenario if it is gonna, retrace here. But yeah, if it's gonna continue rallying, then we could see a nice pop here above this 137.46, and we could aim for that highest point of July. USD CHF, very interesting as well, at a critical point here. Will we break this downside line or not? At the moment, this 0.9651 territory is providing resistance. Yes, we had a few overshoots here, but hey, still holding, and together with this downside line, it's going to be very interesting to see if we can break this. If we can, I will aim higher. I will aim for this hurdle here, the highest point of July, near the 0.9886. With the downside, I would say it's a bit of a tricky one. I cannot really find a good area unless it starts maybe falling somewhere below that 21-day EMA. Then yeah, maybe I'll consider a move to the downside. GBP USD, so we are breaking now this 1.1760 zone. I talked about this level, so previously, look, I'll remove this downside line, no longer needed, but what I said previously before my big break, if we do drop below the 1.20 zone, my next target is the 1.1760, which we are managing to test right now. So, and not right now, actually, we're already managing to break it. Yesterday we've tested it. Now the next question here is where can it go further? Well, as you can clearly see, that's what I'm going to be aiming for. That's the lowest point of March of 2020, guys. That's the kind of when the COVID madness started. Yeah, the 1.1414 level, that's going to be something that I'm going to be aiming for. Initially, I would say there could be some levels here in between. Maybe this inside swing high of the 23rd of March of 2020, but look, we are near this area already, so maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible. This is quite an interesting level to watch, so keep that in mind. The where is that? 1.1715 level. So we're very close to it. So let's see if we can rebound somewhat from here. EURUSD, guys. So I talked about this level previously, and look at this beautiful descending triangle pattern formed, and we are now getting that breakout. So to be honest, while I was absent, it kind of was waiting for me in some sort of way. So yeah, it kind of traded nicely in this little formation, and there we go. Boom! Yesterday we broke out, and we are now drifting lower. At the moment, I'm going to continue aiming to the downside, guys, and the next target here, and this is where you need to go, scroll back here into history a little bit. The next target could be somewhere around here. I mean, this is not ideal, maybe, but hey, one of the targets, 1.2856. That's what I'm going to be aiming for, and then I'm going to go take it from there. And finally, the headline kind of the headline or should I say the pair which is hitting the headlines right now, of course, is the euro dollar. And there we go, guys, we dropped again. Look, I previously talked about this, and I said that if we drop below the 1.0122, I'll aim lower. Initially I'll aim for that 0.9952, but if that gets cleared, well, as I mentioned before, when we were here, guys, when I was talking about, when we were trading around here in the beginning or in the mid-July, I was saying, look, if it's going to slide further, then we could, start aiming. Maybe actually for this I need to jump into, I think, into a monthly chart here. So for this I will aim for the this area, the 0.96 zone, or a little bit below it, maybe. Certainly there could be some holdups around here, but around maybe that 0.98 territory. But at the moment, yeah, it is how it is, guys. I am leaning towards the downside, especially if it's going to stay below this hurdle, below the 0.9952. If it stays below this, then yes, I'll aim further south. My next target will be the 0.98 zone, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe, like I said, we could reach that 0.96 territory as well. But again, let's be very careful. Let's keep an eye on that DXY today. Let's see, like I said, let's see what's going to happen here with this little barrier. So guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Apologies for going a little bit over my time, but yeah, thank you very much for joining in and watching this till the end. I really appreciate your time. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my trader's Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.